Hello everyone. In the previous video, we discussed the concepts of UML class diagram. We discussed what the significance of access modifiers is. We discussed the concept of inheritance, realization, association, aggregation versus composition. We also discussed the concept of cardinality. In this video, we will be discussing the specific example of UML class diagram and how to draw a basic UML class diagram using the concepts we learned in the previous video. So let's get started. In this video, we will be taking an example of library management system. Suppose the interviewer gives you a question to design a library management system. You will start with the identification of some of the core entities. In this exercise, you don't need to identify all the entities. You will just identify the core entities, which are the main entities, without which your library cannot be fulfilled. What are these entities? Obviously, in a library, you will have books. Apart from that, book will have some author. This book will be there in the shelf. Then there will be a librarian. There will be a borrower. Apart from that, so these are the core entities. Let's understand the flow. The flow will be the borrower will go to the library, select a book from a particular author from a bookshelf, then they will go to the librarian and borrow the book. They will also do a payment. So let's add the payment entity as well. These are the core entities. Now, once the flow is clear and we have identified the core entities, let us apply the UML concepts which we learned before. So let's start with book. So I'm drawing the book entity. This book entity will have attributes. So let's start with making the attributes. First thing will be its ID. It will be UUID, which can be stored as a string. UUID stands for Universally Unique Identifier. If you do not know about this concept, feel free to comment and I will try to cover this topic in a future video. But consider this as a way to generate the ID of the books. Then it will have the title, which will be of type string. You can write here text as well. It does not matter from a UML perspective. Then it will have an author, and author will be a foreign key to an author entity. So let's make the author entity as well. So author will have different attributes as well. For example, name, books published, ID as well. We will come to the attributes of author class. Let's try to cover up book entity first. It will have a publication date. It can be date time or can be date as well. Then it will have a language. Language can be stored as a string, but since there are a number of languages only in the world, we will make it as enum. If you do not know the difference between a string and enum and want me to create a video on this, when to use enums versus when to use strings, feel free to comment and I will try to cover this topic in a future video. So let's create the enum for language. So since it is not a class, I am defining it as an enum. So I can write Hindi, I can write English, and any other language. For example, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Assamese, Bengali, etc. So this enum is associated with these values. Similarly, author is a foreign key, so I can do an association here. Now, coming next, let's try to draw the user. So we can come here and draw the user. This user can be an abstract class or can be an interface, because a librarian, a borrower, and even an author are persons only. So we can define these as users or a person as well. So let's make it as person. Now person will have some attributes. What are the common attributes among author, librarian and borrower? These will be, first of all, an ID will be there for their system. Then a name will be there. I am not writing the data type any longer. Consider this as a string. Then an address. Now address will deserve its own entity. So this address, let's draw. Address will have attributes. For example, city, maybe street, maybe pin code. Pin code can be replaced with zip code if you are watching it from outside India. Maybe floor as well, on which floor the address is there, etc. So this will be a foreign key. Now, this person will be implemented by, so I am drawing a dotted arrow. We are preferring implementation over inheritance, so this is an interface I have defined, not an abstract class, because in Java we do not have multiple inheritance due to the diamond problem in C++, and hence I will prefer interface here, so that if the concrete classes need to extend any other class, they can do so in the future. If you do not know what a diamond problem in C++, then let me know and I will try to cover this topic as well in the future video. So let's try to draw the librarian first. Now this librarian will have maybe associated sins when they are sins in the system, etc. Similarly, a borrower will be there. Now a borrower will have some details. For example, they will have an account. How many books they have borrowed, how many books they have to return, since what time they are in the system, right? So this is again a foreign key to account. Even author can be a person only, so I will write like this. We have covered the concept of inheritance and realization. We have covered the concept of how to create enum and how to create interfaces. We have covered the concept of how to specify the access specifier, the visibility, and let's define the cardinality as well. One author can publish any number of books. And for the sake of this video, we will assume that one book can have only one author. So one author can have many books, one book will have only one author. So I can write like this. I can show the cardinality that one author can have many books. This is the crow notation that we just implemented in our UML diagram. Similarly, a person can have n number of addresses. So I can write like this. So that's all for this video. In this video, we assume that one author can have many books, but one book will be written by one author only. But it can be possible that a book is written by many authors, and one author can write many books. How do we represent this end-to-end relationship in UML? This we will discuss in the next video, where we will discuss the concept of junction entity. So stay tuned by subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.